Hello, everybody. Welcome to Spark Chris Inspiration. Can we please just talk about this backdrop with these cards? Oh, cool. This is like a beautiful fairy kind of tapestry, and it has blues and fairy lights and all of this. And I just took the bottom left corner that has like orbs and lights, and I was like, it looks so unbelievable with these. And I'm really into aesthetics lately, and I love this. I love anything that looks like, um, you know, sketches and prints and maps and little pictures, anything that looks like Michelangelo or somebody doing little sketches, and I just love it. So anyway, you guys, today I just want to share this before I start. Yesterday, and I feel like these cards all really play into this. Yesterday, Joni had asked me, hey mom, there's going to be a 90-minute Zoom call for parents supporting non-binary, transgender offspring, and how some of their coping skills and all of this. And just being a person who that relishes their time and their quiet time, my first thought was, oh my gosh, 90 minutes, are you kidding me? And I was like, I'll give this thing 10 minutes. And if it's all about the bureaucratic aspects of it or people producing a lot of anxiety, I don't need this on one of my half days off. And I have to tell you, it's like, I'm so glad that I calmed down and did breathing and meditation and said, you're not supposed to bring anxiety, preconceived ideas in there. Let's assimilate the experience. Let's see that. And the first thing I saw and heard was an extraordinarily helpful young man that just wanted to provide comfort to transgender, non-binary youths, and it was amazing. And all these parents started popping on, and I lost my mind, and I was crying twice. I was crying when I was speaking, just saying I'm so proud of these individuals, because some of them are very, very young. The kids were on another Zoom call, and the adults were on this, and them just sharing and being so open with their children's not only struggles, mental health issues, all of these things, but their progress and the lengths these parents did to provide love and understanding. I was loving it, and I thought, oh my God, any opportunity to grow and learn is like, now I'm never going to go into anything, even a DMV, with some preconceived ideas that it's going to be some hellscape, because I have not stopped thinking about these particular unique individuals that just blew me away. And I was like, wow, thank you, universe, because that's what it's about: connecting, caring, and loving. And if you guys have a non-binary, transgender child, and you're looking for amazing parental groups that discuss, I had them send me their links and all this stuff, and I would love for you to DM me on Sparkwist11, and I will show you. And this place is also a remarkable charitable organization. So they provide showers, toiletries, clothing, all kinds of things, like in Norwalk, Connecticut. And I was like, oh my gosh, it was just a tear fest, because I was so grateful for this, and it was amazing. So that being said, this is one of the things that I think is important: relieve anxiety. Now, guess what I just learned last night, and the percentages blew me away. But I just want to start with how I alleviate any anxiety in the morning, because it is a proven statistic psychologically that when we wake up, our first thoughts go to our concerns, right? Oh, am I going to be late for work? Am I going to have time for breakfast? Is this person looked after? Mine always goes like to my crazy pets. What cats are out in an icy tundra and frozen into little catsicles? And what do I got to do? Because there are some, stray cats, and I feed them, and they come up, and I put this warm cushion, like really padded velvet thing for them to stand on and eat their food and drink their water. And they are so weird, because until they got used to it, they'd avoid it and be like hanging off the rafters trying to drink and eat. It's so funny. There's only 2 or 3 of them, but I love them. And it's like, that's what happens. I wake up, oh my gosh, did the raccoons or skunks eat all their food? And then I'm like, hey, breathe. Que sera, sera, whatever will be is the most calming phrase, and I have to remember that. So I wake up with gratitude. Hey, how happy I am that my house is toasty warm, that I have 2 feet that I can get up and walk and make coffee. And that's why I try to make my coffee or morning tea or whatever is happening a relaxation ritual with quiet music, lowered lights, deep breathing, slow everything down at the beginning of the day. Yes, I'm very, very fortunate that I'm self-employed, and I can kind of run and govern my time. And I am now teaching myself not to rush, because I want, things to be done where I can have a kind of like resources and wellspring of energy in case I need it later. So how I relieve anxiety is deep breathing, focusing on one thing and not allowing for like a cavalcade of ridiculous things like bills and concerns. A lot of people, I notice, it is their state of well-being or their health or their parents' health or their offspring, anything, their health. Like, well, I feel like that's the biggest runaway train, right? What if I catch this and it's flu season? What about COVID? All of this, it can become an absolute runaway train. Now, this is what I learned last night, and this is why I'm always going to rein this in. This was remarkable. And the speaker was talking about, with all these studies, and I believe this, that the power of the spoken word is intensely strong, and we start to believe what we say to ourselves and we say aloud. So we have to govern the words that come out of our mouth, and it starts with our thoughts. Something crazy comes in. Oh, I don't feel good. I'm probably getting sick. Recognize that no, that's simply not true. I'm healthy. I'm robust. I'm healing on a cellular level. I don't entertain those thoughts because they can corrupt my kind of data bank of well-being, right? So we catch those thoughts. And because this is the weird, like, kind of analysis that was coming in, where positive words and phrases, that they're very contagious, but they move us like 40% in that direction, where 40% were impacted, where negative things impact and move us in a negative state of mind 70% of the time when we say it out loud. So when we say I'm tired, guess what? You're going to start to feel tired. If you say I am vibrant and I feel happy, say it twice so that increases to 80%. You know what I mean? It goes from 40 to 80. And I will say things. I will do sun salutations, and I'll say rah, rah, the sun god out loud. I'll do things and emote this and this kind of power. And if you listen to one of Lady Gaga's songs where she goes rah, rah, and she's doing that, I definitely believe, that's one of those things that we can emote, and it clears our chi and that chakra, and it's like a salutation. Using things like that, the power of voice is immense to reduce anxiety, to say out loud, I feel good, I feel vibrant, I feel capable, I feel loving, I feel clear, I feel centered, I feel adorable, whatever. Being silly, start singing, do whatever. Really catch your words, choke them down, and say not true the moment you want to say things that are going to make you feel unwell or tired. We just don't want to elicit that kind of reaction emotionally within ourselves, right? And that's how we relieve anxiety. We don't say, I'm so worried about, when we're constantly talking about our worries, our concerns, and our fears, guess what? They multiply. There's your 70% going, and all of that. It's like, just let's relieve anxiety by being in present moment awareness. That's everything. There's nothing wrong with the here and now. Have you ever noticed that? When you're looking at something right now, if you're looking at a sunset, you're not critiquing it and you're not afraid of it, right? Because it's happening right now. So stay in the moment. And I find this is very, very pertinent when people are speaking us too. Like, I remember almost every single thing verbatim that everybody on this video Zoom chat said yesterday, because I was so tapped into it and so amazed by the insights and everything. And active listening. I did not get distracted. I did not get out for a drink. I did not space out. In fact, I left my screen of my self blank so I wouldn't be looking what I looked like. You know what I mean? I just left that off so I could listen. And that present moment awareness, I wasn't anxious because I was just taking everything in. And that's what's going to help you. Now, I love to assimilate the life experience right here, because I feel like, in the book, this is talking about, are you overwhelmed by the constant chaos in your life? Do you feel like you're dealing with one drama after another? Have you become more conscious about which situations you allow to impact you? Because I have, and I had to start to really look into this, because when we have children, when we have people that aren't feeling well around us, and also as an empath and a life coach and helping people, they get anxiety attacks, they have PTSD, they can send me a million messages that are just for the moment when they are at their highest angst, and I listen to those, so I have to protect myself. So I have to strengthen my boundaries and create a healing practice which allows me to relax, breathe, and assimilate my life experience. This is not happening to me, this is happening around, and I can only fix it if I'm in a healthy sphere of thought, right? So your body, your digestive system really wants you to strengthen all of this so you don't get that tight stomach, that stiff neck, all of that, right? What situations or environments might need to change? What am I learning from each experience? And let go of any people or experiences that drain you and put pressure on you. Because what happens is sometimes we have succubuses in our life, right? We have parasitic kind of energy. We have energy vampires, and they will say things like, I need you, help me, I need you right now. And they will inundate you with a million messages. They will inundate you with all these fears and anxieties, and they don't realize that what they're doing is basically filling a garbage bag and dumping it on your step. And this is not how I regard any of my clients that I'm actually helping, because I tell them, listen, whenever you have an issue, please just voice it so you can release it. But I have skill sets where I can then, download all of this, acclimate, and then be of help. I'm talking about people that are your friends or families that come in, because I oftentimes that helps me therapize a situation by having people divulge that. But I don't allow my friends to come in and say, hey, tell me every problem you've ever had in the last week, and I will try to therapize you, and then I will be exhausted and I won't have had a nice interaction. You know what I mean? I just don't allow that anymore, and there are ways that we can have our boundaries for that. This one analyst made me laugh so hard on her TED Talks, because she says, once I got on a plane and I was making small talk with somebody, and they said, what do you do? And she said, I'm a therapist. And they said, oh my God, are you going to be analyzing me? And she goes, no, and nor would I, if I were a gynecologist, ask you if you want a pap smear. Why would I do that? It was so funny. The crowd was laughing. It's one of those things that I don't enjoy doing that and having to break everything down for everybody in my family or otherwise at other junctions, because I do that a great deal of my day. So, this is where we decide, do you have people just unloading on you? And you have to let them know, listen, if this is true, I enjoy your company and you're a nice person and I feel like we get on really well. However, I don't want to have to constantly be trying to solve problems and troubleshoot for you, because it takes energy, and I don't ever want to resent the position that I allowed myself to get into, right? And that's just that. Now, this is where we're going to have the most help, is when we listen to our guardian angels. And oftentimes when we're in a high vibration, that's when we can hear it our best. So we're not going to have any of the lower vibrations, which is doubt, fear, or any of those things. We are never alone. Our guardian angels are always there for us. They protect us from harm. They guide us by creating images within our soul that helps us. Our angel knows the best path for us to follow and tries to guide you in new directions. Mine constantly come up, and I ask in the morning, if I'm like, Archangel Michael or whatever, please help me be calm and breathe when I get in my vehicle. Help me to assess a certain situation and not speed up and go fast and try to have a checkoff list that drives me into exhaustion, And then I'll hear little things that'll say, oh, turn on quiet music, look at this imagery, write in your journal, burn a candle, do candle gazing. You are an empty vessel. This is a glass jar. This is a glass jar. Breathing, calming, all of that, so I can calm down. They always ask us, please spend time in meditation and prayer. Focus on understanding more about your higher nature. In particular, what's eternal and what is truly meaningful for you, as opposed to what is transient and or part of the matrix. And I was talking about this the other day when I was listening to Melanie Beckler. And I love this saying, sometimes a metropolis is where I live in Stanford. It's a city. It isn't really a conduit for calmness when I go out into the city and I go to the DMV and I go all this. It's not like being in a forest. It's not like being in Naples. It's not like being by the ocean. When you're in a metropolis, there is a heavier 3D matrix. Like in New York, if you notice, people might seem a little pushy. They're rushed. Time is of the essence. Time is money. Time. Right? And that's when I'm at my most agitated, is when I feel like there's a lack of time. And metropolises can do that. When I'm by the ocean, I am not looking at a clock. I'm not looking at a thing. I don't have people elbowing me out of the way. You know what I mean? That's just not happening in size and all of that. I laughed at this meme this morning that was so hilarious, and thank you so much for sending it to me. I was dying laughing, and it was a woman who said, I shouldn't have done this because I'm 89 years old, but I was in a drive-thru at McDonald's, and somebody kept honking because I wasn't going fast enough. So when I pulled up to pay, I said I would also like the receipt and to pay for the person behind me. And then when I noticed I was at the she said when she noticed when she was at the food pickup place, the lady like waved all nice, probably embarrassed for honking. It was really, I guess, aggressive. So the old lady decided, wait, then I'm gonna take that second order that I paid for as well, because it looked like her full order on her credit card. She took the lady's food behind her, and she's like, you can pass the message on to her behind her, or something like, you should never honk at old people. It makes them aggravated. And I thought that was so funny. So then this woman would have had to gone back to the end of the queue and gone through everything, reorder her food. And I'm almost like that reactor when it comes to honking. You ever have the light just turn green and someone starts honking on you? That's the one thing where I have to regain my composure. Otherwise, I feel like I'm going to turn into a crazy road rager because of that. But again, I always ask for assistance in my car too. I say, angels and guides, please help me stay calm, have an open heart and mind, loving calmness and presence. So I just really love these cards. Again, these are from the beautiful Mystic Healing, and I really like this backdrop. And you guys, comment if you like this style read that I've been doing for the Daily Pop of Positivities with just 3 cards. I am going to be doing a larger read over on the big channel, and I think it'll be messages from your angels and guides and your future self, and maybe your ancestors as well. So love and light to everyone.